Hi friends, welcome back to the channel, and I am JohnAvanti. Thank you for coming, and it's always great to see everyone. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. And today is St. Valentine's Day, and I want to wish everyone a happy, wonderful St. Valentine's for everyone. And it's a beautiful day for St. Valentine's Day, and it's February 14th, 2025. And I'm making a video because of Donald Trump. There is something that Donald Trump, in some of his policies, especially one policy in New York, that I highly don't agree with. And that policy is the policy of eliminating congestion pricing for New York. So basically, New York has set up a toll through Easy Pass, or they'll mail you a $9 fee or charge to drive in the city. Now, if you don't have Easy Pass, it may be more, maybe like $11. I don't know exactly. But if anybody knows that, just put the comment in the video. Mayor Adams and Governor Hochul and whoever else is in government, somebody approached them. It's not their idea. Don't think those two people are that smart to come up with congestion pricing, because they're not thinkers. They just puppets. Like Hochul is a puppet. Mayor Adams, you can hear him speak. He sounds like an idiot. Hochul, all she does is smile. You know, she does whatever they want, you know, because they probably promised them like these NGOs, 4,000 pages of NGOs, and they get paid through these NGOs. And the good thing is that Donald Trump, with the help of Elon Musk and other people on the team, is going to eliminate the theft of the American people, the citizens of America. Theft, you know, robbing us through NGOs and foreign countries, foreign diplomats. You know, anybody can come here. If you know a politician and you can set up an NGO, you're good. You're good for the rest of your life. They'll pay you that money for the rest of your life. Politicians have their kids on it. You know, like AOC, she's worth $30 million. When she first got into her office, her seat, allegedly got elected, she couldn't afford to pay rent in Washington, D.C. All of a sudden, she's a multi-millionaire in $30 million. I mean, that's absurd. Like, you know, she went from a bartender, never investing a penny in her life, to all of a sudden being worth $30 million. Barack Obama, he went into the presidency broke, and now he's worth over $200 million. His wife is worth millions. His children are worth over $10 million each. Where did this money come from? But right now we're going over the Verrazano Bridge,
in 2 miles, the freeway is
and that's
on the
from
left.
Staten Island into Brooklyn, and we're gonna go down I forgot the name of it. To Long Island. We're going to Long Island. I'm gonna go look at a boat. Okay, so let's get back to congestion pricing. Okay, so Donald Trump is listening to all these people like Governor Phil Murphy of New Jersey, all these assholes in New Jersey. That really, Governor Murphy has never done his job. None of these governors do their job, especially Hochul, the Mayor Adams, the mayor of New York, even the mayor in like a lot of the New Jersey towns. They don't do their job. Basically, Governor Murphy's job is to eliminate waste, eliminate taxes, and waste like Donald Trump is doing through Doge. He's eliminating waste, wasteful money, people ripping off the government, right? And that's what Governor Phil Murphy should be doing. And any governor that comes after him is to eliminate waste and eliminate taxes for the citizens of New Jersey. Rather than making our lives miserable in New Jersey, Governor Phil Murphy is part of that. All these governors that we've had in the past have done nothing but raise taxes on the behalf of poor people, migrants, you know, Section 8, welfare. Like, we are struggling like you cannot imagine. The working people in New Jersey, losing their homes, foreclosing, losing their cars. They can't pay insurance, all because a few people are on Section 8. And believe me, that costs the state billions of dollars, Section 8 and welfare altogether. And we're paying for all that. So, Phil Murphy, if you're watching this video, you're not doing your job. You never have. You haven't done anything for the state of New Jersey, nor has Governor Hochul has helped the people of New Jersey, because she just wants to raise their taxes. So we're going on the Bell Parkway. So basically all Governor Hochul wants to do is raise people's taxes. That's it. She's not looking to cut taxes. I like Governor Cuomo, he's never cut taxes. So why would the city of New York vote for him as mayor? Because he's only going to raise your taxes. And he actually stepped down to give the governor's seat to Hochul for free. But that's beyond the whole scope of that. That's a completely different thing. But that's what's going on in our government. Our elected representatives, they're not leaders, they're not officials. They work for the people who pay taxes, that pay their salary. So they're working for us. Their only concern should be the citizens who's paying their wages, to lower our taxes, to get people off of welfare, not to keep a welfare system going intact. That's not the way the world system is supposed to work. The other thing is a big problem in New Jersey and New York is the bus service. Just for instance, school buses cost the city of New York $1.9 billion to pick up kids 188 days out of the year. I mean, that's absurd. That's absurd. To force people to pay $1.9 billion so they can have a contract, the private companies, to pick kids up in a school bus. And they want to prevent pollution. Why don't you get these school buses off the road? You're talking about, you want to make, everything green. You want to have electric cars. You're not going to have electric buses. It's just impossible. Why don't you take off all these diesel buses off the road, and then you eliminate pollution and let the kids go to school or stay home and go to school online, especially high school kids. But let's get back to same thing, New Jersey. My town pays $9 million a year in New Jersey for school buses. That's fucking absurd. That is absurd. $9 million. And it just goes up and up. Insurance goes up. The guys want more money, more fuel. Everything goes up. They just raised my property taxes on my house for the school $1,000. Every single house in my town got hit with $1,000. But that's a whole nother story with tax abatement, with all these new multi-family construction buildings going up, because they have low housing, low income housing, like 2 apartments. They probably give it to their own family members, live there for free. You know what I mean? Or pay like maybe save like $500 in rent, and then they get tax abated for 20 years. It's just absurd. It's absurd how, we have to fund people's, rental properties, people's businesses. Because if I build a house, myself, I'm not going to get a tax abatement. I have to pay taxes, property taxes. But these multinational corporations that are building all these apartments, they're doing us a favor. They're making money. It's a business. It's not like they're losing money building these apartments, so they want a tax abatement. They're charging $3,000-$4,000 a month rent. So how do you tax abate somebody when they're actually drawing a profit? That makes absolutely no sense. And that's the politicians that we elect that have no balls. What the fuck good are they? You might as well have, no government, and just let whatever happens, because the government is not really helping. Anyway, let's get back to congestion prices. So right now I'm on the Bell Parkway. I'm a little steamed up just thinking about it. I'm sorry. It's very sad to think how we are being robbed. 4,000 page spending bills. It's just absurd. It's absurd. Billions of dollars. Where the fuck all this money goes is just beyond me. Where all the trillions of dollars goes, where's all this money? It's just crazy. But anyway, so somebody approached Donald Trump, and they were like, "Oh, Donald, Mr. President, New York City wants to charge like Governor Phil Murphy, right? He's a proponent against the city of New York. Like, he should mind his own business, in my opinion, that they want to put congesting pricing for people, that anybody who enters the city. It's not just people in New Jersey, even the people in New York. If you live in the outer boroughs of Manhattan, you got to pay $9. So it's not subject to people who are out of state. So my thing is like, hey, Phil, if you really want to help the citizens of New Jersey, why don't you lower their fucking property taxes? What do you care about a handful of people that drive into New York and got to pay a $9 surcharge when there's over 9 million people in the state of New Jersey that can't afford to live here? You're literally taxing people's pensions. You're taxing people's Social Security where other states don't. This is one of the richest states in the country, right? You're doing a lousy job. People can't even retire. You're taxing the elderly, property taxing the elderly out of their homes. You are one of the worst. All of the governors that New Jersey has had are the worst, and you're probably the worst, because you want to house illegal migrants, right, and make a stand rather than being concerned with the citizens and saving us money so we can live a better life, who have been living here, who have generations of family and wealth in the state of New Jersey. You want to take it away. You want us all to split up and move, right? But you're wealthy. You're going to get a pension. You're going to get security, you and your family. You're going to get health care for the rest of your life. All at the expense of poor people in New Jersey. So you really don't give a shit about the poor people in New Jersey because you're so rich. Why don't you give up your pension and all your benefits when you leave office? You're worth $60-75 million. You don't need it. Why don't you be a man and say, I'm not taking the pension when I leave office. I'm not going to take the free health care. I'm not going to take the free security. I'm going to pay for it myself. But you know what? You're a worm. You're going to take the money because you are a do-nothing governor and nobody likes you. I don't know how the fuck you even got elected. But let's get back to congestion pricing. So the thing is that Governor Murphy is complaining that, like, I don't know, how many people from New Jersey commute to New York? 10,000? Let's say there's 100,000 people out of 9 million people. Why does he care about 100,000 people when he's got 9 million people to think about, right? So he wants to spend money in our state to sue the state of New York, right? Pay these fucking lawyers here, who knows how much money, right? Millions of dollars is going to cost to sue the state of New York to save some assholes $9 a day, $45 a week. I mean, you know what I would tell them? If you don't like it, then go get a job in New Jersey. Quit. Because you know why? If you ask Governor Murphy, I can't afford my property taxes. Stop raising my taxes, my property tax. You know what he'll tell you? Sell your home and get out. That's what he'll tell you. If you call your township up, they'll literally tell you to sell your home and get the fuck out. They don't care if you can't afford the property taxes. They'll tell you to move. They've told me that. Because I used to call about my elderly mother paying all the property taxes. Well, if you can't afford it, just move. Sell your home and get the fuck out. We don't give a shit. We care more about welfare, like Section 8. But you could be on Section 8 and get $4,000 a month voucher. $4,000 a month, right? And the state is happy to give it to you. But if I can't afford my property taxes, I got to sell my home. I got to get the fuck out. Or they're going to put a lien on my house and sell it and force me out. This is the kind of people that the citizens of America are dealing with. Think about it. If you own a home and you can't afford your property taxes because you lost your job, they're going to kick you out of your house. But if you're on Section 8 or you're collecting welfare, they're going to pay your rent. You're going to get $4,000. There's probably vouchers that are more than that. These people live in 4-family homes, beautiful homes in beautiful neighborhoods. You know, good for the landlords. But isn't it absurd that the state of New York is funding these people for up to $4,000 or over $4,000 a month to pay their rent? But if you can't pay your property taxes, Phil Murphy's gonna kick you out of your fucking house. You know that? Kick you right out. Kick you right out. So Phil Murphy is screaming and yelling like he thinks he's doing anybody a favor. No one cares about congestion pricing. I'm just not going to go into the city as much as I used to. That's why I didn't go to the Jacob Javits convention boat show, because I said, you know what? I'm not going to pay all this money to go into the city and parking. I'll just wait for the convention for the boat show in New Jersey and I'll go to that one. And that's exactly what I did. So now they're going to Donald Trump, Murphy, Hochul, no, not Hochul, Murphy, maybe even like governors in Connecticut, right? That people there work in Manhattan, complaining, you know, where even in Connecticut, the property taxes are just through the roof, right? What these people cease to understand. First of all, when you go to Manhattan, or even like Brooklyn, Staten Island, the Bronx, you're going to a museum. Manhattan is a museum in itself. The architecture alone, you don't even have to pay any money. I mean, even if you had to pay $9 to go in there, you can park for free. You can find free parking. There are things to do in Manhattan for free, right? That you can't do anywhere else. You can't go to Central Park, anywhere, a beautiful park like that, or go to the meatpacking district where they have like the animals, the elephant display, or they have the bridge, I forgot what that's called, you walk along the bridge, then they have all the other free, I mean, you can walk along the waterways, you have Times Square, you have Harlem, you have Wall Street, you have like all the waterfronts on the west side, the east side. I mean, Manhattan itself, Little Italy, Chinatown, I mean, on and on. Chelsea, every neighborhood has beautiful brownstones, gorgeous apartments. You have Rockefeller Center. You can go see the tree for free. You can go to St. Patrick's Cathedral. You can go in there for free and look at the beautiful art. You can go to Old St. Pat's Cathedral. There are churches there that'll blow your mind. Manhattan will blow your mind. You could ride the subway. You could spend $3, in Manhattan, get on the N train, the R train, the F train, and ride that all the way to Coney Island and see all of the Brooklyn through the train for free, for nothing. Get off in Coney Island and walk around. You're at the beach, the rides. You don't have to spend any money. You know, if you bring your own food, water, you could just walk around. You don't have to pay to get on a ride at Coney Island. You could just look, right? You can go fishing. You can go to the beach. You can go to the beaches in New York are free. Manhattan Beach, Brighton Beach, Reese Park. What else is there? Plum Beach. Yeah, basically free. There is so much you can do in Manhattan, and these people are crying over $9. The other thing too, what they don't understand is New York City has 740 bridges. 740 bridges. Just to get into Manhattan, you have the Williamsburg Bridge. You can walk over that bridge. You can drive over that bridge, and you can take the train over that bridge. And in that same area, you have the Manhattan Bridge. You can drive over that bridge. You can walk and bike over that bridge, including the Williamsburg Bridge. And you could drive and take the train. You have the Brooklyn Bridge. You can walk over that bridge. I think bike over that bridge. Yeah, you can bike, and you can drive over that bridge. And the Brooklyn Bridge alone is a historical landmark. You can walk, imagine, you can walk on a historical landmark. Walk over those amazing bridges. You have the Major Deegan Bridge. You know how much traffic goes over that bridge? The 59th Street Bridge. They call it the Mayor Koch Bridge, but fuck him. The 59th Street Bridge. I mean, there are so many bridges that I probably left out that are free. Brooklyn Bridge is free. Manhattan Bridge is free. Williamsburg Bridge is free. 59th Street Bridge is free. There's the Kosciuszko Bridge. They just built the new Kosciuszko Bridge that goes from Brooklyn to Queens. Free. You could drive over that bridge for free. You know how much it cost? All right, maybe the government, the federal government kicked in to build those bridges. They did a phenomenal job. They cut waiting time to go from Brooklyn into Queens. You know, you can go to Long Island because Brooklyn, Queens, and Long Island is one island. Manhattan is a sole separate island. Staten Island is an island by itself, like Manhattan. And the Bronx is part of mainland United States. Okay, and then there's other little islands around Manhattan Island, the Hudson River. So you could just imagine what it cost to build those bridges just to maintain them. They're always working on the bridges because the roadways get destroyed. There's potholes. The salt eats away all the steel. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast, right? So President Trump, being a businessman, being an intelligent man, you know what he should say? He should stand up and say, the city of New York deserves it. They need the money because people are going over all those other bridges for free. Thousands and thousands of cars. So instead of putting a toll on all those bridges, it just charges the $9. And that's all day. So you could drive in and out of the city all day long, I think, right? I mean, like if you're a cab, you pay once. Everybody's got to pay, except for the police, the firemen, ambulances. But like if you're an Uber driver, well, fuck Uber. If you're a taxi driver, a cab driver, whatever, like if you're Amazon or UPS, maybe even the United States Postal Service, they got to pay, right? The $9. They got to pay. So, hey, New York, like I said before, is a work of art. You can go walk and see the Statue of Liberty. You'll get a good glimpse of it. New York is an amazing city, Manhattan. And in the beginning, when they talked about the congestion pricing, I was mad too, like Scott Lebedo. He calls them this for the $9. But Scott, if you're watching this video, you're an intelligent guy. You're a fantastic artist. I love your work. Just the way you speak is like art. I mean, I love your accent, your Staten Island accent, Brooklyn accent. But really think about it when you are arguing the fact that Manhattan has congestion pricing. That city needs it. I mean, it just does. And I think $9 is worth it because you get people going in there on vacation, they drive in. Hey, vacation's expensive. So if you're saving money on airfare and you're driving in and you just pay $9, right? And you could basically park your car in the parking lot wherever and then just walk everywhere. And then when you're ready to drive home, you get in your car and you go back to wherever you came from. Simple as that. You could basically go on vacation in Manhattan, which is like now's the good time, to come here when it's cool out. You walk around, it's not that cold, or in the fall and in the spring and the fall. You don't want to go into Manhattan in the winter. In the summertime, it's just too hot and there's too many people. So when you hear these people ragging on the fact that they got to pay a toll, it's better than New York raising people's property taxes, raising people's registration fees and stuff like that. raising taxes on tires, which they could do that, which to me makes more sense. You want to raise taxes, put taxes on tires and goods and services. Stop taxing the people, because a politician's job is to lower my taxes. And I think putting a toll to drive into Manhattan is a good thing, because maybe they're avoiding putting a tax on the citizens that live in Manhattan. Making it more expensive to live, no matter what your wealth is. You know what I'm saying? This way, you could avoid, just don't go in Manhattan. That's it. If you can't afford the $9, just don't go. Like everything else. If you can't afford a fucking Gucci bag, you're not going to buy it, right? You're going to go buy a knockoff or a bootleg bag in the street, or you're going to buy like a good quality, cheap leather bag. That's good quality, whatever. So it's the same thing with anything in life. Never complain how much it costs. Just don't buy it. If you can't afford to drive your car, then maybe you can't afford a car. That's just the way it is. I don't like paying tolls. I try to avoid tolls all I can. But sometimes that's just the way it is. The city of New York has to make money to fix all the roads and all the tolls and buy all the salt, pay the sanitation department to salt the streets, remove the snow. It costs millions and millions of dollars to do all that shit. Where are they going to get the money, right? Because idiot politicians like Governor Hochul, Mayor Adams spent billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars on migrants, right? They saw it fit to borrow billions of dollars on migrants, rather than giving that money back to the citizens by eliminating their property taxes, right? Lowering their mortgages by cutting their property taxes. No, they just pissed it away on hotel rooms, on food, on cell phones, on stupid shit like that, basically. That's what happened. That's what they're doing. They just wasting your money. Like they said, a $4,000 federal government spending bill, right? With 4,000 pages, $2 trillion. And all of that money is probably going to NGOs, non-governmental organizations. And these are non-governmental organizations from all over the world. It's not only the United States. Anybody can get an NGO. And it's theft. And that shouldn't be allowed, because you shouldn't seek funding from the government. Whoever came up with getting funding from the government should be put in jail. If you need money to be a painter or to do research, you need to get money from the private industry, from private people, or go in the stock market. Sell shares of your company like everybody the fuck else does. Don't go to the federal government and get funding. You know what I mean? Like, these pharmaceutical companies make billions and billions of dollars a year, and the government funds their research? What kind of fucking, what kind of people are you to rip the government off like that? To steal from the government, to steal from the people, because these people don't care about anybody but themselves. And that's how America is. But getting back to the congestion pricing, I think it's a good thing. I really don't believe that Hochul had anything to do with it, that she came up with it, because the Governor Hochul's a complete, who the fuck is she? Where did she even come from? Same thing with Mayor Adams. Very bad speakers, unintelligent people. And Mayor Adams is known to do shady stuff, like Senator or Congresswoman AOC, which I really don't think that she's any more intelligent than Mayor Adams, is calling for him to be removed. I agree. I agree, remove him. Have a special election. I don't think that they should put in the assistant mayor or whatever they call it, because you got the same shit. They're both on the same page. They could both be corrupt. So they had nothing to do with it. This congestion pricing has probably been in the works a long time. And what allows it is Easy Pass. And eventually they're just going to make everybody have Easy Pass. There's nothing you can do about it. because you could see the trend. Donald Trump wants to eliminate pennies. So that's the trend, to eliminate cash. So they're going to start with pennies. They're going to start with change. I don't know how they're going to do that, rounding stuff off. But that's the way it's going to work. If the business owes you 8 cents, they're going to take it off the price of the item, I guess. The computer does it automatically, that there's no pennies. And it's going to happen the same thing with change. They're going to eliminate change because it costs money to make money, right? I bet you the government pays like 10 cents for every dollar that's printed, 25 cents. So for all the money they print, they're only getting 75 cents. And it costs them, I'm just giving a hypothetical number, 25 cents per dollar or per bill. You know what I mean? It's just idiotic people who are just crooks. They're just thieves, like Nancy Pelosi. That Republican guy, what's his name? They're just crooks. They're all crooks. They're all crooks. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. I know I went on a tangent. It's upsetting. It is very upsetting. But this video is just for entertainment purposes only. I'm just speaking my mind. Nothing is fact here. It's not misinformation. It's just what I believe. How I see it. That's what I see from the news. That's what's going on. That's the information I get. That's how I process the information. And that's what people do. So there's really no such thing as misinformation because people have their own opinions. So that's not misinformation. That's my opinion. If you don't like my opinion, then that's it. I mean, there's opinion. Like, I don't like that Donald Trump is trying to eliminate congestion pricing. That's his opinion. He doesn't understand what Manhattan really is, even though he is from Manhattan. He lives in Manhattan, right? I mean, you can go to Trump Towers and go down, and there's a park there, and they have free movies at night. They have a restaurant there. You can go fishing there. You can see the waterfront there. You can jog there. It's gorgeous, and that's part of Manhattan. You know what I mean? It's not 60th Street. That doesn't have congestion pricing, but it's still part of the deal. So New York City needs the money just to pick up the garbage that's below 60th Street. You know how much garbage they pick up? Because idiot environmentalists, they complain that they don't want to burn the garbage, because I'm from Brooklyn, and they used to burn, even the buildings used to burn all the garbage at night. And nobody knew. You used to wake up, you didn't smell nothing, you didn't even know they were burning it. Now all of a sudden, they rather pile it up in mountains and create mountains of shit. They don't even make the mountains and get ethanol out of it and make fuel from it, right? They just pile it up, and that costs more money than it would if they burnt it. They could just burn it, all the garbage, and force people to recycle. Because in reality, if you just take food scraps and you separate food scraps from paper, styrofoam, and plastic and metals and all of that, there's really no garbage. There's no garbage. Yeah. And styrofoam is a big problem, because people don't know how to get rid of it. But there should be kits that they can sell online that you take a big piece of styrofoam, and I think with nail polish remover, that dissolves it. Why not make stuff like that? Why put that styrofoam in the garbage or any foam? But thank you for watching the video. Congestion pricing is a good thing. It's not going to hurt anyone who can't afford to pay the $9. The only people going to go into the city now are people who can pay $9, just like smokers. You want to buy a pack of cigarettes in New York? It's going to cost you $16. So smoking now is for the rich. It's trendy. If you got cigarettes, you got money. If you don't smoke, you can't afford it. Take care. Peace out. God bless you, and have a great weekend.